Conscious Creation with Cassandra. For those of you that know me, I don't do this, and I don't condone doing this, but I am driving. It's 2:30 in the morning. There's nobody on the road. I'm on cruise control, and being very aware of my surroundings. That being said, I felt this topic very important, and it spontaneously came up. However, it is important for me to communicate this to you, and it is not a conversation for individuals that are in a vulnerable state. Now, every person goes through their journey of life and spirituality and discovering themselves and discovering their inner worlds, the outer world, and the world of that which we cannot see but has an effect on us. And everybody's journey differs. The reason that I'm bringing up this topic today is because my journey dipped into a quite scary place, and that's what I want to talk about today. Pretty much the warning that even though spirituality is great, connection to yourself is amazing, probably one of the best things you can invest your time in. Who should you trust the most? Out of anybody in this world, who should you trust the most? The answer is yourself. And when we are in a vulnerable state, when we have thoughts of negativity or, much darker thoughts, we don't really trust ourselves. When we go through trauma and we don't know how to cope with it, and it's something that stays in us and we get caught in that, we don't trust ourselves, we don't trust our mental processes. What do? We search and we latch on to either somebody else's interpretation or somebody to heal us, or whatever it be. Here is my warning. There are spiritual teachers out there who, upon watching or observing or interacting with, you may experience within you a small flutter of uncertainty regarding that individual. I've experienced that, but because I didn't trust myself and I didn't know what listening to my intuition really was, I listened to these people. I let these people become close to me. I took their word as, aha, they're onto something. Now, in retrospect, I know that I had a feeling of something's off about this person. Something's not right. But I ignored it at the time and took their words as, let me give it a shot, let me internalize their words. One example of this is Teal Swan. I believe she has a lot of wisdom, but I believe that she has let in spirits that are negative and quote-unquote people. That is my opinion. A second example. I went to a Reiki practitioner 2 years ago. I saw him multiple times. My last session with him, he groped me, but said it was for my benefit and that I needed to clear something within me and that this is the way, etc., etc. I was so confused and conflicted and quite some turmoil for the past, let's say, year and a half. My confusion was, on my part and on his part and on the universe's part. Needless to say, probably 5 months ago, he committed suicide because his demons got to him. The reason I bring up these two examples is because in my state of vulnerability a few years ago, I was so desperate for some solutions, for some guidance, that I listened to people that instructed me to let spirits in, or let spirits guide me. This proved to me to not be the best course for me in so many ways. At the time, I didn't know better. I was like, all right, bet, let's try it out. Being control over my being was very subtle, but now in retrospect, I see it. Spirits, one call them demons, that were not of my own, originated from my desire to help myself, and that's one of the avenues that I heard and adopted and opened myself up for this kind of communication. Now that I've cleared these demons, these spirits that are not my own, and I am more connected to my own spirit, I see it. I see it so loudly that I feel it important to communicate to everybody out there who is starting their spirituality journey, or at the point where they want to let things in, or open that door, or invite in. And this could be through meditation, this could be just verbally, this could be a communication of a door being open, so to speak, and allowing for inflow. It took some work, but I had to undo that in the sense of actually really connecting with God, with my creator, with our creator, universe, source, Allah, whatever you want to name that presence. I really connected with God and with the truth, and had to define what's true, what's pure, what is light, and what is darkness. And even though it was such a subtle difference, I can now tell when people have darkness within them and are giving advice from a place of darkness, or whatever it is that controls them, possesses them, infiltrates their mind, their thoughts, their hearts. So, that being said, I highly encourage everybody to start their spirituality journey, to, most importantly, connect with yourself, with your soul, with your inner body, with your intuition, so that you learn through your body what is right, what is true. And you can live your life with that knowing that you could trust yourself. Another little caveat I'll throw in here, a little cherry on the pie for this conversation, is this one's a little tricky, and it is something that now, being 30 years old, I am just really grasping, in the sense of words, this practice. And that is making your emotional home within you. I'm going to talk about this in depth in another video, But the reason I bring it up in this one is because we had experiences that we didn't know how to cope with at the time that have become traumas. We sometimes latch onto people to be our saviors, to heal us, to save us. But I'm going to ask you outright, can anybody save you? The only person that could save you is yourself. And that is through a connection with yourself and a connection with your creator. Again, I will go into depth regarding this in another video, but making the emotional home within you, as in you rely on yourself to overcome things. And by that, I mean you are with yourself in your emotions and you don't run away from them. You don't throw your emotions onto somebody else and say, help me through this. You go internally and you're like, hey, body, what's going on? Oh, I'm freaking out. Why am I freaking out? Oh, I'm scared of this thing that could potentially happen. All right, let's feel it. Let's feel that fear. I acknowledge this fear. I understand why I'm feeling fearful. And you go through it. Actually, letting go, which is another video I will soon upload, is going through the emotion. It's not avoiding the emotion. It's not abandoning yourself as you were probably abandoned and running to somebody or running away from it. It's going through the emotion, but actually sitting with yourself, tuning in to your internalness, to your inner child, to your heart, to your stomach, to wherever you're feeling the sensation and feeling it. And actually tuning in helps regulate your nervous system and calm it down. With a little bit of time and concentration, you actually calm down from this observation of, I'm in fear. So I'll get into that in another video. But the 2 points I have in this one is trust yourself. And in order to trust yourself, you really got to connect with your inner world. And of course, if you could avoid it, don't let other possessions, possessiveness, other entities, nope, that's not a good word either. Other spirits, don't open the door for anybody but yourself, pretty much. All right, best of luck. If you need anything, reach out. I'm here, and hopefully I won't be driving. Ta-ta for now.